Hey everybody, welcome to Microcomputer Applications, Section 2C201 for the fall of 2017. My name is Justin Smith. I'm going to be your instructor for this course. I'm an adjunct instructor here at Western Oklahoma State College, and I'm also the Director of Institutional Effectiveness. So I am on campus Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. If you ever need me, feel free to stop by my office at 813. I'm more than willing to help you with whatever you need to get help with. I'm going to say right off the bat, don't hesitate to contact me. We're going to go over a few things, kind of get you some getting started in the course and some helpful things to do right off the bat to make sure you're successful in this course. First and foremost, do not hesitate to ask questions. I'm going to go over the best way to contact me, but also there's a questions forum. Make sure you're actively participating in the course, logging in at least about every other day, making sure you're staying up on the assignment due dates, and we're going to go over where all those things are right now. So first and foremost, when you log into the class, here's where you can email me. Use the course email. When you click on that, you can click on Compose, select me, and send an email from there, and I'll reply to that usually within a few hours, but it may be up to a day, so just make sure if it's on the weekend, could be a little longer, but I'm in there pretty actively making sure I'm staying up with that. If last resort, if you need to contact me, there's my cell phone number. My office phone number is also at the college. You can find me on the directory. It's 477-7915. So getting started in the course, make sure and review the syllabus. You click on that, you'll see everything about the syllabus, the book that's required. It's in the bookstore, but there's the ISBN number if you want to order it somewhere else. Just make sure and get it pretty quickly, because we're going to get rolling really fast in the course, and you will need the book. Here's the learning outcomes for the course, what you should be learning as you do it. Here's how the grading scale is going to work. There's 16 assignments worth 10 points apiece, 10 discussion forums, including the introduction forum, which we'll talk about here in a minute, worth 100 points total, 10 quizzes, and then the final exam is worth 220 points. And here's where you have to fall in the point total to get a certain letter grade. Review the rest, academic ethics, assessment policies, etc. is all in here. You need to make sure and review this and make sure you understand it. The netiquette or etiquette for communicating online, make sure when we're posting in the forums that we're being polite and respectful to people. We can have different opinions, that's fine. Just make sure we're being productive instead of destructive. Also, if anything about the syllabus changes, I'll let you know. I'll post in the news forum also, so that you can see that. Make sure if you need help with resources, not just for this class, but any that you visit the LRC, the Learning Resource Center. So back to the main course. So the getting started is going to basically be what we're going to cover right now. Read the syllabus, review all the links under the need help, complete the first assignment, which is the introduction forum, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. And then we'll start reading in the chapter in your textbook. So as you scroll down the course, there's a really important note right here that your textbook's divided into two parts. One of the things that they did for this book is basically sandwich two books together, part one and part two. The confusing part, and it never fails, somebody submits the wrong assignment because they're in the wrong section, is they did not renumber the pages or the chapters for part one and part two. So there's two chapter ones in the book, there's two page fives, etc. So make sure right off the bat that you find the break for part two, which is on page 200 and the first page 248, I believe. Yeah, right after page 248. So that's part one. This is part two. Part one's going to cover part one's going to cover computers concepts, and then part two covers the Microsoft applications. We don't work in chapters 1 through 5 in part two, but we will cover all chapters of part one. So as you scroll down, make sure you're in the right part of the book and the right page number for that part. So just be aware of that. First, as you scroll down, you'll see the due dates for the course. Everything's going to be due on Mondays at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So pretty much every Monday, except for when Labor Day falls on a Monday, it'll be due on a Tuesday. You'll have assignments due. Another link for the syllabus in the course email. If you have any computer technical issues or have problems with Moodle, be sure to call the help desk. I'll post in the news forum major reminders, things like that. I'll also post up on the main section of the class, which is where you'll see this video. If you have questions about assignments, post in here. I'll let them sit for a little bit to see if students help students can step in and help and answer those questions as well, and if not, then I'll go in and help. So just beware, I might not reply immediately, but that's also to give opportunity for students to interact with each other. Some FAQs for it. Right off the bat, if you do not have Microsoft Office 2013, which is what we use in this class, or 2016, 2016 is almost identical to 13, so if you have that, feel free to use that for the assignments. The book will line up. It'll have a little different color scheme, but the locations will all be the same for what you're doing. You need to fill out this form. If you haven't opened your student email under your dashboard when you first log into Moodle, go do that first, and then click on this form, fill in your name, your email address, and submit it. And then within probably about 24 hours, you'll get an email from Microsoft saying, here's your login. You'll have to log in with that login, change your password, and then you can download and install Office 2013 from the school for free, as long as you're a student. If you have questions or problems with that, reach out to me using the course email, and I can help you, okay? Okay, so getting started in class, first thing you need to do is do the introductory forum. So when you click on that, we've actually had a few students already do it, so thank you guys for doing that. So you'll see the other ones that have been done, and you can click on them, read them, and reply. Click here, and you can add a reply, add your message, and post to the forum. So you have to reply to 2 people as well as your initial post. So for your initial post, you click on add a new discussion topic. You put in your subject, which can be hi, I'm, whatever your name is. Type in your introduction as it describes up here, and then post that to the forum. So you've got to do the initial post and reply to 2 others to get the full 10 points. That's going to be the way all forums are. You have to do an initial post to answer the question, and then also reply to 2 others. Okay, reply to 2 others isn't this is great, thank you, productive, build to the conversation. I like that, but this is how I do it, or this is what I found interesting about that. Okay, so make sure you're getting some substantive additions to those posts. Okay. So that's the first thing you need to do is an introductory forum after reviewing all this, and then we'll start in the class. We're on part 2, chapter 6, Microsoft Word, so make sure you're in the second half of the text. Every heading will say if you're in part 1 or part 2, so make sure you're in the second half of the book. We jump back and forth between parts so that we can use Microsoft Word to answer some of the other concept chapters, and Excel later down the road, PowerPoint too, so that we kind of rebuild on what we're learning in the chapters. So it'll tell you this is what you're going to need. Make sure and read chapter 6, part 2 in your book, and it shows you the page numbers, and then it'll show you the assignment that's due. So it'll be actually chapter 6, project 3, which is in the back of chapter 6. And for project 3, you actually have to do projects before that. So it'll say, for instance, open this document. Well, that's one you submitted in project 2. It's one you submitted in project 1 even. So this one, I believe, you have to do projects 1 and 2, and then complete 3, and then submit it. So you'll open a Word document, do what the instructions tell you, save that, do the changes for project 2, do the changes for project 3, and then submit one document that has all of those changes in it. And to do that, once you're done, you just click on add a submission, and then click on to add a file. Choose that file, you'll go browse to it, click on open, then upload the file and save changes, and then it'll actually upload it then. And then when you come back to this page, you'll be able to edit that submission if you need to, but that's how you'll know that the submission took. So that's getting started in the course. There's a couple things that I want to show everyone that I want you to make sure and do. So this is going to be a requirement. If any of the projects have you open a document, like for instance in chapter 7, you'll have to it says open a certain named document. You'll open this chapter 7 student files. I believe Hangzhou is one of them, travel info. So you'll click on that, download it. Now, these documents in the student files already have track changes enabled. This isn't something the book covers, but it's something that I want you to do. So when you open this, any changes you make to that document and then save it and upload it, I'll actually be able to see those changes and when they occurred and how you did it. That's going to help me with grading. It's also going to help keep down on cheating, because I want to talk about that too. Make sure you are doing your own work. It never fails. We have students submit assignments that they got from a buddy or a friend of a friend, and they submit it, and we always in every micro class have someone do this. It is grounds for failing the class, and it can follow you on your transcript no matter where you go, so make sure you're doing your own work. Track changes is going to help me to grade, see what you're doing, but also keep some of that down. I want to show you on projects where you do not start with a document we give where it has you open a blank new document and start. I want to show you how to enable track changes, because that is going to be a requirement that they be that change is tracked. So as soon as you open up the blank document, you just click on Review, and then on Track Changes, you just click on Track Changes. That's all you have to do. And then when you save the document, you'll see that you get like this. If you want to change all markup to no markup, it'll make the document look normal. It won't have the red underlines and the notifications. But then when you save that and upload it, I can change that back to all markup and see what you did. So make sure on your Word documents you track changes. When we get to Excel, you do Excel as well. And it's also under Review, and we're going to track changes and then click on Highlight Changes. Here we're going to track changes and then just uncheck these two boxes so that Excel will look the same way. It'll automatically have you go ahead and save your document, so save that and then do the workbook like the project tells you to do. Like I said, if you have to download a file from the student files, I've already enabled track changes on those, so all you have to do is open them up and work on it and do it. One last thing, when we get down to chapter 7, like on this travel info, when it first opens, it may have you enable editing since you're downloading it from the web, and make sure and click on that. Any of the documents you download from the student files chapter will be there. So any student files, if the book tells you open a certain file, they're going to be in that chapter student files. As you scroll down, just make sure you're hitting every topic, read it, make sure you review the resources, do the assignment. You'll see the due dates here. That's also up here in this Word document for the entire course. Okay, and then for instance, we don't always have a quiz due or a discussion forum, but sometimes, like this chapter 6 and chapter 7 are both Word chapters, so the quizzes are combined down here, so they'll all be due, for instance, August 28th for chapter 6 and 7 quiz, but we have chapter 6 assignment is going to be due the 21st of August. Okay. You also have the discussion forum down here. You can do these ahead of time. I put the Word tips and tricks at chapter 7 since 6 and 7 are Word, but you can combine those. You can do those discussions now if you think about something in chapter 6 as you're working on it that you want to use for that. If you have any questions about the course, do not hesitate to contact me. I'm more than willing to help. I know there's something I'm not remembering right now, so if you run into it and you have a question, just let me know and I'll be more than glad to help you. Reach out to me using course email. You can post in the questions about assignments. Last resort, if it's something you just can't figure out, you can give me a call or text at my cell phone number, or call me at 477-7915. That's my work phone. Make sure and leave me a voicemail if you call me if I'm not available, so I'll know what to address whenever I call you back. Okay. I look forward to the class. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much.